Hey, it's Eric again, and I thought I'd just do a little update on what I've been throwing recently. So let's see what I've been using. For putters, I've been using the classic AVR. I switched over from the XD, like you saw in my last video. It's a little bit more overstable than the XD. It's got sort of the same rim as a normal AVR. A little bit different feel though. I really like it. It's pretty straight. I only use this one for putting. No upshots for this. This is just strictly putting. And I mean any jump putts, I pretty much just go center chains for it. It just likes to hold a good line. Yeah, that's my putter. And then I carry another AVR, classic AVR, just for this one I use for more upshots, like 100, 150 feet. I throw on a little bit of anhyzer and it comes back. It's a little bit more stable than the one I putt with, so I can throw it a little bit harder and it'll still. These things could go a pretty long way. Whenever you throw it off a tee, you know exactly how you threw it, because this disc pretty much doesn't go left or right. It just goes wherever you throw it. So it's a very nice upshot disc for anybody looking for a putter ship. After that, I carry a Crystal Z Challenger. Picked this up pretty recently. I like it for more overstable shots than the AVR there. It holds a very nice hyzer line from about 150 feet to 200 feet. I don't really putt with this one unless it's like a big headwind, but this is sort of just one of those discs that I like to throw as a mid-range when I might overthrow it with a mid-range, but I don't want to be too short, so the Challenge is a good disc. After that, I carry two buzzes like you saw before. Still got my Crystal Buzz. I recently got one of my best aces with it. It's a nice little flex shot, but the Buzz it's just a fantastic disc for just anything going dead straight. This thing really just doesn't want to go either direction. It just wants to go dead straight, maybe a little bit to the right and come back a slight bit at the end, but it's really just a straight flying disc for me. And then I have my flippy Buzz here. I use this a lot for water shots. Like, I hate losing discs, so if I'm questionable about throwing a mid-range over water or something, I'll usually just throw this Buzz. I mean, I can throw it on almost that much of an angle and it'll still flip up and turn over, so it's good to have a nice flippy mid-range. And after that, I have a KC Pro Rock. In my last video I said I was getting used to the rocks, and I love this disc. I think I throw it more than the Buzz now. It's just great for any type of hyzer upshots. It just holds as a nice flowing shot, like 200 to 300 feet is usually, I can't throw the rock more than 300 feet really, but it just, I can't even describe it. Into a headwind, it'll go nice and flat and just stay straight on you, but without that, it's just anything that is just a straight with a hyzer at the end. It's a great upshot disc. After that, I carry a Innovator DX1 that I found in the lake. I like this for short spike hyzers. Anything, I just gotta go up and over, but not too far. That's pretty much all I use the Gator for. If it's a headwind, I'll usually just throw the rock, but the Gator is a great, just big hyzer disc, but you don't want to go too far. Then on to my fairway driver, I carry the Champion Eagle. Nice little die on it. I like this for forehand shots. Anything that's just sort of straight with a little bit of hyzer at the end, but mainly just a disc that I want to be able to keep straight, and I know I can. I'll throw the Eagle for that. I'll also throw it a little bit for rollers. I've sort of been developing a forehand roller, and the Eagle's pretty predictable for that. So that's pretty much what I use the Eagle for. Then onto my drivers, I carry two Surges. I have the ESP Surge and I have the Z Surge. I throw the Z Surge a lot more than I do ESP. I just like the feel of Z plastic more, but they're both pretty similar. They're within a gram of each other in weight, and they fly basically the same. I use it for anything that's just long and straight. This disc, they're both beat in pretty well, so they're not hyzer and they're not anhyzer. They just want to go straight. I can throw it about 350 to 400 feet. I really improved my distance from my last video. I mean, it's been about a year, but the Surge is a very far flying disc, and it's one of those that you know you can control it on a very far shot too. So this is usually my go-to driver. If it's a new course, I may not know it well. I know I can throw the Surge and I know where it's going. After that, I carry two nukes. I have the ESP nuke, and I recently got a Z nuke as well. The ESP nuke is much farther flying than my Z. It's just, it's gotten really flippy for me. I mean, I throw it on an angle like that, and it'll flip up and turn over, and then carry a long, long way, and then it'll come back at the end. My farthest throw with the nuke has been just over 450 feet. I haven't properly measured it just with Google Maps, or Google Earth, but and I'd like to get a video posted of that. But the nuke is just, I can't say I can control it very well. I really just like it for open field shots where it's just you just want to bomb something, and that's what I throw the ESP nuke for. This other nuke is a Z nuke. It's a 174. It's very stable. I can't even turn it over really. I have to start it on a little bit of an anhyzer and it'll carry for a long way before flattening out and coming back. But it's I throw this one more into headwinds. I needed a disc that I could just bomb, but into a slight headwind that I didn't want to flip the ESP nuke on. So that's why I got this one. They're just, nukes are very far flying discs. I can't really say much more about them. After that, I carry two Excaliburs, both champion, both max weight. This one's newer. I lost my old light blue one into a lake. So this dark blue one is more overstable. I'll throw it for further forehands, maybe 300 to 375. That is anything that wants to go right on a forehand, I'll throw the Excalibur for. And then I also thumber this one. It's more beat up, and I like to keep one sort of beat up, and then this other one is it's not as stable for some reason. I don't really understand that, but I like throwing this one for backhand. It has a better feel to it for me. I'll throw it about hyzers from 375 to 400. Anything that just needs to go straight for a while but then cuts really hard at the end. I like the Excalibur for that kind of shot. After that, my straight disc, my tunnel shot disc is the XL. I cannot live without this disc. It has saved me so many strokes. I know I said this about the Surge, but this thing does not have fade on it at all. It just goes straight. It doesn't go right. It doesn't go left. If you throw it flat, it just stays straight. I mean, it's one of the most it probably is the most controllable disc in my bag, because I know exactly what it's due. It's gonna hold whatever line you put it on. It definitely flies farther than the Buzz, which is one of the reasons why I got it. But this is just usually my wooded shot disc, because I know I can just keep it dead straight through all the trees without worrying about it. So the XL is really great for that. I don't throw it more than 350, usually under that, just because I do not do a max power throw on, just a little couple step run up and then just put some snap on it to keep it flat. After that, I carry an Innova Factory Second SL. This is my flippy disc, or my tailwind, and my roller disc. Trying to work on a backhand roller, and this disc has been working very well for me on that. Other than that, it's just something that if I ever come to a situation where I need a flippy disc, this is what I'm throwing for that. And after that, my two favorite discs and the most used discs are my two Predators. I have the Flex Predator and I have a Z Predator, both about the same weight. They both do about the same thing. I just wanted to have a backup for it. As you can see, I have doubles of almost every one of my discs, so I've been truly trying to simplify my bag into just a couple discs that I like to throw. But the Predators are just, they're completely consistent. You can't bomb them, but it's the most thrown disc for me by far because I know exactly where it's gonna land. I know just how to put it on a spike hyzer or on a flowing hyzer, and it flies about 350 feet, 375 on a max throw, but it really just wants to go left, and I know where it's gonna land. It's farther than the Gator or any mid range, and I know even if it's in a strong headwind, I know exactly where it's gonna land. So Predators are a must-have for me because I know exactly how to get pinpoint accuracy with them. So you've pretty much seen all my bag. It's set up the same with a pocket in the middle. Everything else is the same. So I'll catch you guys later.